Skills and MCP are talk of the town in this AI world. Skills are reusable capabilities for AI agents, and MCP is Model Context Protocol, which has become a standard protocol for AI agents to do tool calling. So let's say if I want to build an SRS document, which is software requirement specification document for a particular, AI sales call app. So let's see how skills and MCP can help. So I've already created a skill.md file, which is of course created by AI totally. And I'll tell you how I prompted and how it was created. But understand this part that if your AI agent is good at something, but if you want to make it an expert, you need particular skills to it. So I've given it SRS document skills so that it can generate really good SRS documents, right? So let me, just simply prompt it and let's see what output it gives. Now it has given me, the outline of, how my SRS document should look. So let's say if I like it and I just say, yes, this looks good. So the SRS document is ready. Now let's take a quick look at it. So inside this docs folder, I have this SRS document and it has mentioned all the things that were required. Now let's say I want to send a summary of this doc to my manager and peers on a Slack group. So right now my Slack is empty and I want to send it in this group, right? What I will mention here is that send this doc in Slack. So it will send a summary of this doc in Slack, right? It will use, the Slack MCP server so that it can, easily send this to a particular channel, right? So as you can see, it has sent the SRS document with a summary, right? And now let's say I have my project board, right? I have write docs in progress, right? I want to move it to done, right? I can do it directly from Notion MCP connected to my project, right? So I'll just simply say that, now as explicitly mentioned that it has to use Notion MCP and can it move the task of, write docs, which is in progress to directly done, right? Because the task has been completed. So it is, using Notion MCP and it will probably move the task from, So as you can see, it has clearly done the task, and earlier the, write docs was in progress and now it's in done, right? So that's the power of MCP for you. Like without even exiting the IDE you are in, you could, manage Slack, you could manage Notion, and you can do a lot more things, right? So let's now also understand how you can, add MCP to your servers. So if I go to my settings and I go to tools and MCP, what I'll see is that I have two MCPs installed, Notion and Slack, right? Let me close this out. And when I click on add new MCP server, so what I can see here is that I have MCP servers of Slack and Notion, right? It is present in mcp.json inside the .cursor folder. So if you're on VS Code, then you can have it inside your .vs code and mcp.json, right? And where do you find these MCPs? You can head over to, connecting to Notion MCP. Let's say if you want, you can simply just Google it and you will find, whichever MCP you want to connect to. So let's say if I wanted to connect to Notion, so I landed up on this page and it simply guided me how to do it. I can just go to simply this MCP servers and inside that Notion and URL, I can paste it right here, right? In the same format. Or you can even ask AI to do it for you. AI will be easily able to do this, right? And once you're done, your MCP should be set up. And at the very end, it mentions that, it will ask for an OAuth flow to connect to your workspace. You can give access to it and it will be able to connect, right? How about skill? Like, how did I write the skill.md folder? So let me show you, like, if I go to this chart wherein I mentioned software requirement specification template. So I simply asked it that build me a mid-size skill MD, template for writing software requirement specification document so that my AI agent can become expert at writing, software requirement specifications. So document should be constrained, clear, and not overly long, right? I also mentioned that I'll be posting the updates in Slack, managing tickets in Notion, right? So I have to mention that. Then I can add clear instructions for Slack MCP and Notion MCP, and then finally the workflow requirements that are there, right? And it mentioned all these things, right? And to just maintain the separation of concerns, like in the references, you can see Notion.md and Slack.md. So both of them are, separately written so that, the AI doesn't get confused seeing everything in one doc, right? So this is quite helpful. So yeah, that was all about skills and MCP. I hope you were able to understand how skills and MCP together can be really powerful. And I hope that you like this video.